Hello, and welcome to celiac.com news. Subscribe to our channel to get the latest celiac disease and gluten-free diet news. And if you have any questions, be sure to join the celiac.com forum at www.celiac.com. And now, let's move on to more celiac.com news. How to transition to a gluten-free diet, a step-by-step guide. Switching to a gluten-free diet can be a significant lifestyle change, especially for individuals newly diagnosed with celiac disease or gluten sensitivity. While the transition may feel overwhelming at first, it's possible to adapt your eating habits without sacrificing flavor, nutrition, or enjoyment. This guide walks you through the basics of going gluten-free, including the key principles to follow, common pitfalls to avoid, and how to make the process as smooth as possible. Understanding gluten and its sources. Gluten is a protein found in grains such as wheat, barley, rye, and their derivatives. It gives dough its elasticity and contributes to the chewy texture in many baked goods. For people with celiac disease, consuming gluten triggers an immune response that damages the small intestine. Even trace amounts can cause significant harm. Gluten sensitivity, while less severe, can also cause discomfort such as bloating, headaches, and fatigue. Knowing where gluten hides is essential for successfully transitioning to a gluten-free diet. Gluten-containing ingredients are often present in bread, pasta, cereals, baked goods, processed snacks, and sauces. However, gluten can also be found in less obvious products like soups, salad dressings, marinades, and even certain supplements or medications. Key takeaway: be diligent about reading labels and educating yourself on which foods contain gluten to avoid unintentional consumption. Start with naturally gluten-free foods. The easiest way to begin your gluten-free journey is by focusing on naturally gluten-free whole foods. These include fruits and vegetables. Fresh produce is naturally gluten-free and packed with essential vitamins and fiber. Meats and poultry. Fresh cuts of meat, poultry, and fish are gluten-free as long as they're not breaded or marinated in gluten-containing sauces. Dairy. Most unflavored dairy products like milk, cheese, and yogurt are gluten-free. However, always check for additives. Legumes, beans, lentils, and peas provide a great source of plant-based protein without gluten. Cross-contamination can still occur, so look for gluten-free on the packages. Gluten-free grains, quinoa, rice, buckwheat, and millet are naturally free of gluten and can be used as a substitute for wheat-based grains. Cross-contamination can still occur, so look for gluten-free on the packages. By basing your diet on these naturally gluten-free foods, you can build meals that are both nourishing and safe to eat. These ingredients also tend to be more affordable than gluten-free specialty products, which can be costly. Pro tip: when shopping for gluten-free products, look for certified gluten-free labels to ensure that cross-contamination hasn't occurred during processing. Making gluten-free swaps for everyday meals. As you transition to a gluten-free diet, you'll need to make substitutions for common staples like bread, pasta, and baked goods. Thankfully, the availability of gluten-free alternatives has grown significantly in recent years. Here are some easy swaps you can make. Bread. Replace traditional bread with gluten-free versions made from rice, tapioca, or almond flour. Pasta. Opt for gluten-free pasta made from quinoa, corn, or lentils. These options offer similar textures to regular pasta and are often available in most supermarkets. Flour. For baking, use gluten-free flour blends made from rice, almond, coconut, or chickpea flour. Snacks. Swap gluten-containing crackers and pretzels for gluten-free versions made from corn or rice. When preparing meals, look for recipes that naturally avoid gluten. Stir-fries, salads, grilled meats, and roasted vegetables are all safe and easy meal ideas that don't require major modifications. Dining out on a gluten-free diet. Eating out can be one of the trickiest aspects of a gluten-free diet. as there's always a risk of cross-contamination or hidden gluten in sauces and seasonings. However, many restaurants now offer gluten-free menus or are willing to accommodate special dietary requests. Here are some tips for dining out. Plan ahead, research restaurants with gluten-free options, or call ahead to ask about their gluten-free offerings. Ask questions. When ordering, ask about food preparation methods, potential cross-contamination, and ingredients used in sauces or marinades. Simple is better. Choose dishes that are less likely to contain gluten, such as grilled meats, steamed vegetables, and salads without croutons or breaded components. Enzymes. Consider ANPEP-based enzymes, as ANPEP has been shown in multiple studies to break down small amounts of gluten in the stomach before it reaches the intestines. By communicating clearly with restaurant staff and being cautious of hidden gluten, you can still enjoy dining out while staying safe on your gluten-free diet. Avoiding common gluten-free pitfalls. The transition to a gluten-free diet comes with a few common challenges. Being aware of these pitfalls can help you avoid them. Over-reliance on processed gluten-free products. While gluten-free alternatives like breads, cereals, and snacks can be convenient, they are often highly processed and low in nutritional value. Focus on whole, naturally gluten-free foods as much as possible. Cross-contamination. Gluten-free foods can become contaminated with gluten during storage or preparation. Use separate utensils, cookware, and storage areas for gluten-free items at home. Nutrient deficiencies. Many gluten-free products lack key nutrients like fiber, iron, and B vitamins that are often found in wheat-based products. To compensate, include nutrient-dense foods like leafy greens, seeds, nuts, and fortified gluten-free cereals in your diet. Tip: if you're unsure about your nutritional intake, consider consulting with a dietitian who specializes in gluten-free diets. Embracing the gluten-free lifestyle. The transition to a gluten-free diet doesn't have to feel restrictive. In fact, many people find that the shift opens up opportunities to explore new foods and flavors. From gluten-free grains like amaranth and teff to inventive recipes for gluten-free pizza and baked goods, there are countless ways to enjoy a varied and delicious gluten-free lifestyle. With a little planning, education, and creativity, you can successfully transition to a gluten-free diet and thrive while doing so. Whether you're preparing meals at home, eating out, or snacking on the go, remember that gluten-free living is about discovering what works for your body and your taste preferences. Key takeaway: stay positive and patient during the transition. As you grow more familiar with gluten-free products and cooking techniques, you'll find that this diet can be just as enjoyable and fulfilling as any other. To get the latest celiac disease news and information, be sure to subscribe to celiac.com news. Thank you for tuning in, and see you next time.